What's going on, guys? Good morning. This is Silverwood Lake. So this lake's in the middle of Hesperia, and in my last video I posted, it was about Cass State getting kicked out, and I had a couple of comments. I don't even know if they subscribed, but Scott P7587 said you should have went to Silverwood Lake. So Scott, I'm at Silverwood. And another one, Barnacles 22, screwed Cass State, bro, hit Silverwood or Lake Paris. So everybody kept saying to come here. I'm here, and if I don't catch anything, it's your guys' fault. It has nothing to do with my fishing. I'm gonna hit this up. Never been here before. This lake is gorgeous. No one's really here. And hey, put in the comments that it might be 40 degrees when I get here. I am freezing my ass off. So I've never fished here before. I'm gonna go in these little cuts, go into those cuts over there, and see if we can get on some. I have no idea, never fished here. I know there's a lot of striper going off right now in here. Some bass. I think whenever you mix striper and bass together, that's a pretty good sign of it's a healthy lake. So if the bass can survive the onslaught of stripers, I'm pretty sure the bass in here are pretty active. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, before I start drop shotting and doing all that stuff, I gotta get my morning fix in and do a little top water. Found this patch right here. It's nice and calm. Everything else kind of has a little bit too much morning chop. The wind's coming through this tunnel, but right here is nice and calm, so I might get away with throwing this chopo around. You guys know the deal. We're gonna do this for a little bit. If nothing happens, we'll switch to something else, and I really think the crankbaits are gonna work today. I don't know how a feeling. It's like it's colder water. I think it's 65 degrees out right now in the water. The water temp's 65 degrees. I could still see fish hitting bait balls, so could be good. It was like 45 degrees out here. My hands are like pink. It was colder than shit out here. I can't feel the rod.
That's what she said. Michael.
When I'm throwing it. So I think I'm gonna throw this top water like up and around that turn, and then I'm gonna come back around, and we might do some drop shotting. I might do some things and hit it again just to figure this lake out. Today might be a dud, but I have to figure out where these bass are. Yeah, this lake has a lot of rockets. This lake has
Today, Junior.
a lot of rocks. So I might come back around here with a square bill. A little later on, probably when the sun comes up, I'll come back through with a square bill and just get this thing to whack these rocks. I think this might be good. I just like throwing this top water. It covers a lot of water, and I can see if anything reacts. Even little ones, it'll give me a sign of what's going on out here, but I haven't seen anything yet. There's my old buddy right there. You see that bird on the shore? He sees this thing, he'll go after it. If you guys watched my last video, I had a couple run-ins with those. Oh, you fucking bird. Oh my gosh, freaking got caught on the crane's foot. And now my lure is up on the hillside. I think they're herrings. Jeez. Someone needs some coffee. Put that away. Definitely gonna have to switch over to a square bill. I don't know why I have this hooked up. All right, these are gonna be the ticket today. Keep it deep water. So as the sun's coming up, the water's starting to level out, so I'm gonna bounce back and forth between top water and that square bill for right now. And then if we have to, might go to a Senko and then start throwing off these like off the points and see if we can get on them. I really don't want to. I like to power fish, but we have to do that, and then I'll have to do that. Pissing this bird off. So I fished that whole side over there because I was freezing my butt off. But check this out. This is the deepest lake I've been on in a while. This is 100-foot. Gorgeous lake, very deep. So this is going to be challenging for me because I don't really typically fish deep lakes like this, and I really don't fish that deep. I don't even think I have line to go that deep. So hopefully this wind stops and I can warm up a little bit and the sun comes up and maybe the bite will change. And I'm gonna zigzag around and see if we can get on some fish. But for right now, I'm gonna stick with that top water and get in these like little like calm patches along the shoreline right here. I think that's the best bet until I can find a pattern and wait for this sun to come up and this wind to stop because I'm freezing my butt off. Oh yeah, right in my face. All the wind coming around that point, but there's gonna be a bass or something sitting there. That rock. Oh my god, look at the amount of lures I got hung up on this thing. Everybody's getting hung up on this. Oh, it's stuck in the trolling motor. Yeah, we're done. Catching people's lures. Everybody's fishing this point. They're the same lure I got. Oh my gosh, check that out. It's a nice little lure there. Never seen one of those before. That's cool. That's like a hard, it's like a hybrid. It's like a hard / soft crankbait. You guys see that? That's a nice like crankbait, whatever that is. Got a really small hook on that thing. Can't even see the hook. It's like a trout hook. I am freezing my ass off. If you're coming out to Silverwood anytime in the fall, it is real cold in the morning. I think it was like 45 degrees in the truck when I got here. Actually, the water's not too bad. It's actually warmer than being outside. So every time I touch the water, it's like, oh shit. Yeah. Broke off. Broke it off clean too. Probably should have retied this when I got stuck on that corner on the trolling motor. Didn't even think to check it. Fuck. No way. Broke off, lure floated up. That's luck right there. Oh baby. Shoo! Got it back. That is a first time for me. Look at it. No line tied on at all. Well, I guess that's one way to get your lure back. Let's wait for it to float back up. So I haven't come close to figuring this lake out. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like sand. All the bass boats obviously just bombed it. Like they're all the way by the dam, but most of the guys out here I'm pretty sure are striper fishing. Trying to suppress the urge, the drop shot, and go to like Senkos and go off these points and do that. We got all day. We'll figure it out, but hopefully I can at least get one so I don't get skunked.
I'm gonna kick back when you fake like that. Back when you fake like that. When you fake like that. When you fake like that.
Check that out, guys. Bald eagle. And you got a fish. This son of a bitch. I didn't even know there's bald eagles out here. He had like a trout or something. I thought he was gonna drop it on me. I mean, you cannot get prettier than this. Calm day, everything looks perfect. Cannot get a fish through bite. But this is a very pretty lake, so Scott and I forget the other guy's name, very pretty. Wish I can get on some fish, but the ground looks very sandy, so I might have to switch up and not go after this top water. There's probably a reason why the bass boats aren't in these coves, because I don't see much structure, just sand. Got one. I thought they felt weird. I was like looking on the graph. There's a lot of bass, or I just saw lines like laying on the ground. I guess there are bass. And he just broke everything off. Little bastard. Well, that was a slow morning. I really didn't want to go to drop shotting, but kind of rough. Woohoo! That's what you get, drop shotting. I think these are those tiny ones around here just messing with this thing. I only have 2 packs of drop shots, so this might not last too long. All right, guys, so it's like 3 hours, caught one on a drop shot. This is the problem I'm seeing with the lake. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like just dirt until you get to the shoreline and it turns into rock. So I think if you find the bass, that's where they're gonna be, because there's no cover in the water. And as you guys know, bass aren't just gonna hang out in the dirt and just chill there. They might be swimming around chasing bait, but there is no cover. I haven't seen anything on the graph. When you do come across a couple sticks, there's like bluegill type size fish sitting there. So you really gotta find some cover. If I can find some cover, I guarantee you there's bass there. But so far, it's a tough lake, I would say, but very beautiful. So highly recommend coming out here if you guys have never been out here. Just being out here, it's peaceful, very beautiful. So, and it doesn't help that all the trees are in fall, so it's like just gorgeous out here. Couldn't ask for a better day. So let's find some fish, make this day a little better. Got one. Yep, a small one. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, nice bass. Nice little bass, little 2-pounder. Little 2-pounder. You guys see that dent in his head? Like someone threw him into a rock. See that dent? Nice little 2-pounder. I don't know, you guys see that dent? See a dent in his forehead like he got shot with a gun? Only thing that's catching fish, drop shotting. Probably another California lake, overpressured. I don't know. They're not very big. I mean, that's stereotypical for a drop shot, but it's better than not catching anything. All right, guys, so I went all the way back into the slough. I don't know if you can see, I don't know what that is, that water tower or something up there. All the way until you get to the back end here. I'd say it's about 2 foot. What is it? Yeah, 2.5, 1 foot. You can see the bottom. So I was trying to sneak in here and throw some into these mats, but I think the mats are probably like 8 inches out of the water. So yeah, with it being 2 foot back in here, you can see like the grass line being pushed over. I'm gonna assume that this lake was about 2 or 3 foot higher before I got here. So that could definitely play a factor. I mean, you can see the sandbar. See how high that sandbar's sticking out? So it should be much higher. So I'd say from where I'm sitting all the way to that power pole, that concrete pillar, I think it's like a water tower, it's like 2 foot back in here and it's real shallow. I'm gonna push it on out and get in some deeper water. I know there's gigantic fish in here because if there's striper, that means there's giant bass in here. let me show you what I'm seeing on my graph. So shallow water to like 4 or 5 foot, and then as soon as you pull off, this drops to like 45 foot, and that's when you start seeing the bass. So see, I'm pulling off, it'll drop. You'll start to drop to like 18, 20 foot, and then you'll start pinging bass, see? Right at like 20, see that? As soon as it starts getting deeper, you start getting fish. I don't know if those are bass, but you start getting fish as it's dropping off. So these shelves right around like that 18 foot, 15, 18 foot, right off the side here. See how far I'm off? This is where I'm seeing all the action. So I didn't bring any Senkos. All I got is a drop shot, and I keep getting hung up on rocks. But the next time I'm out here, I'm definitely gonna bring some Senkos, something that I can throw along the cliff line, because that's where all the action's at. But then you get down to like the 30 foot mark, 40 foot, there's no like grass or trees left, there's no fish. So it's right on those shelves, like 18 foot right on that shelf, and you wanna be out deeper. I think you're wasting your time if you're throwing on the shoreline. Just my 2 cents of fishing all day on the shore hasn't produced anything. But this area down here is basically 3 foot all the way across, so kind of disregard that. All right guys, that's it for Silverwood. This is like their little rest area. I'm just checking this out, but today was kind of rough. Didn't want to go to the drop shot all day. Caught those 2 fish on drop shot. I talked to more guys at the boat ramp that are coming out. They were catching bass on like basically chopping it down to like a Ned rig size bait. So I think everybody had a rough day today. I threw crankbaits all day today and tried to do some top water and just do that reaction bait. It was just a tough day. Gorgeous lake. So recommendation from the subscribers in the comments, I would definitely come camping here. Great lake. I'm sure there's huge bass here. Just one of those days. I think everybody had a rough day today, so I'm not going to say there's not bass here. There's definitely some monsters in here. If there's striper and there's bass, that means both the species are probably pretty big. Definitely come back. Maybe on the next one we'll get on some bigger bass, but yeah, beautiful lake. Thanks for the recommendation to those 2 guys in the comments. And I think we're going ocean fishing next time. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.